Hey everybody, Gage here from Sharp. Thank you so much for tuning in. One of our lovely subscribers asked us to review Hatono-san's Aogami Super line of knives. We're going to do one better and we're going to review all of his lines of knives. His Nashiji Shirogami series, his Damascus R2 series, and of course his Aogami Kurouchi series. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start things off by doing the R2 series Bunka. Hatono-san is actually coming to visit us at the end of September as well. We will have signups available on the website. You can come watch him forge a knife in Kitchener, or you can come get your knife engraved with personalized kanji at our Etobicoke location on the 20th of September. More details to follow in the coming days on that. Without further ado, let's dice this onion up. Hoo-wee! Hot diggity dog, man. These guys are sweet. One of the things I like most about Hatono-san's work is how tall all of his blades are. So you notice, like, I was just ripping through there. It felt fantastic. And I think it has a lot to do with how tall the blade is right near the tip of the knife on this guy. A lot of bunkas, like, it's a little more gradual. So I actually find, like, sometimes the bunka, if it is more gradually angled like that, isn't awesome because it feels like you're gonna slice a piece of your finger off. So really impressed with his work in that regard. Yeah, why don't I do I'm gonna do a pepper here. How should I do the pepper? Should I cheek it?
Cheek it. Yeah.
Cheek it. Uh-oh, a little far on that one. Now this is, of course, a matter of personal taste, but another thing that I really like about Hatono-san's knives are the handles on them. Not only do they look beautiful, but they're a little bit chunkier than your average Japanese knife handle. So if you are one that has bigger mitts, or you just enjoy the feeling of a slightly more robust handle, then these guys will be right up your alley. I personally don't have very big hands. I think they're probably like normal, perfect size. Too big even, but I still do just really like the feel of these larger handles. It just kind of fills up your hand a little bit more. I don't know. I just like them. Yeah, and of course these knives are super duper sharp. I took this one straight out of the box. I didn't even hit it on a strop or nothing. And yeah, as you can see, just flying through these bell peppers, no problem. Skin side up. Just want to point that out. Rock chop is really nice with these guys. Profile is like, you got a little bit of a flat spot here. A little bit of a swept tip. Actually, pretty sweepy, uppy tip there, eh? So, like, as you probably noticed, I can do my pull chop pretty effectively, but I can also rock chop with these guys really effectively as well. So they're great for like all kinds of cutting styles. A little push chop here for you. Stickiness on these guys is, I wouldn't call them sticky really at all. I'm just gonna make some space so I can save these bell peppers. We'll do a little stickage test on the R2 guys here. See how we make out. I'll do one at a time. Yeah, not super sticky, I don't think. Real nice. If it does stick, it's not like it's getting like suctioned on there or anything, which is always a good thing. Moving on to the Aogami Super Kurouchi series. I have not sharpened this guy, and we've used it for a lot of videos, but let's just go for it, see what happens here. Yeah, like no problem still. One of the other great things about Hatono-san's knives is how consistent they are across the lines. So whether you're going with the Aogami Super, Shirogami R2, you can expect the same really nice blade geometry on these guys. As you can probably notice, they're going through these sweet potatoes, no problem. Very little stickage happening there as well, which is really nice. And obviously, edge retention is great on them as well. Like, we've used this knife for quite a few videos at this point now. Haven't touched it up really at all, and it's still performing super well. I can tell, like, feeling it with my fingers, it's not like as sharp as it could be, obviously, but like a little touch up on the strop, or even just like the stones real quick, would bring this guy super back to life. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of these knives. I love the blade geometry on them. It really helps with the harder ingredients. And maybe we'll move on to, we'll do an onion with this guy as well, so you can see what that's like. The tips even on these longer Gyutos is still really, really nice and easy to work with. So let's do that. We'll go on to get rid of this stuff, and we'll head on to the onion. Ooh. All right, onion dice with the big boy 215 mil Gyuto. Definitely not as fast as I was on the Bunka, but I'm just, I'm not chopping as many onions as I once did, so I'm a little out of practice here. Still fantastic though, look at that. Beauty. Both his Shirogami series and his Aogami series are stainless clad, which is really, really nice. And they've got these really nice clad lines on them. It looks really, really cool. I'm a big fan of these guys. We'll move on to do some rocking, but just take a look at that profile real quick. Like, not super flat.
Lots of core steel.
Lots of core steel, which is a major plus, obviously, as well. But you know what? I've been using this guy in like an up and down push and pull chopping motion a lot, and I didn't really notice that it was not as flat. It feels a lot flatter than it looks. But let's do some. We'll move on to some scallions and see how she fares on a more rock chopping focused task here. So let me clean up, and then we'll get on to that. All right, folks, let's do some rock chopping with some scallions here. I'm going to try to do some like real nice bias cut ones. See how we do. Yeah. Really, really nice rock chopping feel with this guy. Yeah, look at that, guys. That looks beauty. Okay, don't look at that piece. That doesn't count. But yeah, really, really nice. Nice and thin. Felt great. Really impressed with that. We'll do some, let's do some rock chopping on the white parts here too. Yeah, man. Feels fantastic. Okay, bell pepper time. This is gonna go as well, if not better, than the Bunka. Double stack. So nice. Oh, so nice. Yeah, I'm such a huge fan of Hatono-san's work. They're very like Shirokamo-esque, which is another knife maker we're a huge fan of here at the shop. Blade geometry is fantastic. They hold their edge really well. They've got that nice profile. They got the chunky handles. Yeah, like what more could you ask for with this guy, right? Looks super cool. So the beautiful, like nice exposed core steel on these guys. The two, like, these are sold to us if you ever buy one of these, which we would really appreciate, but, you know, if you ever do pick one of these guys up, they'll be listed. I think they're listed on the site as 210, but he sells them to us as, he sells them to us at 210, but we have them listed as 215s because we always measure the cutting edge length, and these guys at 215 are like the perfect size. Sometimes I use my 240 a lot at home, but there are times where I'm like, I need like something a little bit longer than a 210, a little bit shorter than a 240. So these guys are like a really nice size. I'm a big fan of these. Okay, let's move on to the Shirogami series with the stainless cladding. We'll do some stuff with that. Here we go. All right, folks, we're testing out the Shirogami series now. We're gonna do a little ginger. Our ginger is a little sad, but we'll square it off and hopefully we'll have something nice to work with here. Yeah, this is fine. The petty knives from this series are almost more like little mini bunkas, to be honest with you. They've got a pretty tall blade on them. They've got those appropriately sized, but slightly chunkier handles. K-tip. Shirogami series is stainless clad as well, so they're a little bit easier on maintenance than a fully ironclad blade would be. Too bad I don't have a spoon for this ginger, eh? All right, let's get to brune wawing. What should I do? Should I just do a straight push, or should I do a little pull through? I think I might just, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, it's not, there we go. Maybe we do some rocking with our petty knife. Look at that. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, so like even on what is normally a very fibrous ingredient, this guy's having no trouble whatsoever. I don't think I would normally do this with a petty knife if I'm being honest with you, but call them. See if they come. Yeah, I'm quite liking the fact that I can like do some little rocking motion stuff with this guy. Like, it's got enough blade height too that my knuckles aren't hitting the board. Now, mind you, I don't have the largest mitts in the world, so that might not be true for everyone, but still working real well with our push cutting motion here too. There you go, you got some nice Brunoise ginger. Nice. A little piece of garlic here too. Well, that wasn't super nice. Skin on this piece of garlic is real tough. Still made it through though. All right, now I typically, when I'm doing this, look for a knife that's not quite as sweepy tippy as this guy. This would be sweet for breaking down chickens and stuff like that. But hey, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, right? All right, folks, there you have it. A little ginger, a little garlic brunoise with the petty knife there. That's all 3 shapes that Hatono-san currently offers in all 3 of the lines that he currently offers. Again, to recap, we went over the Shirogami series with Nashiji finish. These guys have maple and walnut handles on them. And then we went into the R2 Damascus Bunka with wenge and walnut ferrule. And then we had the Aogami Super Kurouchi series with walnut and ebony ferrule. All 3 of these series perform at, basically the same really high degree of awesomeness. They all have awesome blade geometry on them. They're firmly in the laser category, which is my favorite sort of style of knife. They're really thin at the spine. They get really thin behind the edge. The transition from cutting edge into the spine is really gradual. The bevels are pretty high up on the blade. So moving through harder ingredients like sweet potatoes, carrots, that sort of stuff is really nice. The bunka is an awesome shape. It's got a ton of height right where your finger's going to be when you're doing like onion dicing and that sort of stuff. So it feels really comfortable, really allows you to just kind of giver when you're doing that sort of thing. And then the petty knife, maybe a little curvier than I would typically look for with a petty knife. But still awesome performance. I could see myself really enjoying using this for like chicken or poultry butchery or any sort of doing the silver skin on a tenderloin or something like that. So anyways, really overall super happy with Hatono-san's offerings. We're really excited to see how he evolves as a smith, because he's still in like his first sort of second year of working under his own brand name. So really excited to be able to offer these to our customers. So very proud of these knives. And very proud of the fact that Hatono-san is going to be coming to visit us at the end of September. We've got an event on the 17th in Kitchener and an event on the 20th in Etobicoke. We will have more specific details to follow, but would really love to have you guys there. And I'm sure Hatono-san would be very pleased to have you there as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. And until the next video, stay sharp.